Mars is a concept artist entirely. And my brain just put it together as I was listening to the new album, The Romantic. Bruno Mars is operating on like a David Bowie kind of level, where it's a myth, like it's a character. And I think with Bruno, it's much more simpler. Because I would say another example of a concept artist, and I would say Bruno's real equivalent, and someone I think that tugs his wig a little bit, The Weeknd. And I think The Weeknd does it in such an incredible way, in a very visceral, creative way that I think is very surrealist, and I don't think people will really get the depth of it, but people connect with it anyway. Look at the numbers. But it's also the same thing with Bruno, but I think Bruno's doing it in a different way. In a very, very different way. In a way that I think for me, what bothers me, because I've had my criticisms of Bruno Mars, so I'll start with that. I've had my criticisms because I just feel like there's limits to his music, or there will be limits to this character, and there'll be limits to his output. In terms of the fact that I felt like, from the beginning of his career, his first album all the way to 24 Karat Magic, it's a pretty like chronological exploration of music. Do you get what I mean? In the sense where, let's go, doo-wops and hooligans. Doo-wop is a very 50s, 60s kind of genre, and the music sits in that lane. Then unorthodox jukebox is pushing it just a little bit up, like to the 60s, 70s. You know, yeah. Because you get this, wait. Come on.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself. You're one of our flawless, ooh, you a sexy lady.
Wow.
But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else.
Wow. And then with the next album, 24 Karat Magic, and let's say as is, album of the year. I don't think this album, 24 Karat Magic, is really recognized as an album of the year winner by people, because I think that's incredible. And it's deserved, because the music's good, and I think what's incredible, and I think why maybe people discredit it as an album, don't really give it that status, is because of what its direct references, which I mean in terms of this chronological timeline, it's now pushed up to like the 80s and 90s. That's what he's referencing here. This song is like a Jodeci song. This song is incredible. But, and it's actually thinking about it, it reminds me of When You Touch Me by Brandy. So that's kind of 2002. Fair enough, like, I think he is kind of fluid. He does have a very fluid grasp of the musical genres that he's exploring, particularly R&B, even though I'm saying there's like a chronological order. And he doesn't know how to make it feel modern, and I think that's what he did really well on 24 Karat Magic. It's a very modern sound, but it's not, because it is just, again, New Jack Swing. That's it. New Jack Swing, R&B, Teddy Riley, Babyface. That's what he's doing here. And it's incredible. It's fantastic. But then I started to think, okay, now that he's going in chronological order, is he now going to go into like a 90s, 2000 sound? Because I think that would be really interesting. Like, kind of Y2K, but like, think Y2K, but also think like Charm Bracelet by Mariah Carey. Like, but yeah, all of that. And that's why, also, we'll get to that about Mariah Carey. But that's what I thought he was going to get into. I thought he was even going to go in like a Sean Paul kind of direction because he stays in Brazil. So I'm thinking, and he's, what is it? He's from Hawaii. I think he's from Hawaii. Um, but then he did, but then he did Silk Sonic, and it really threw me off. Silk Sonic, I was just like, okay, so you're going backwards. Is it because that's the limit of your work? Do you see what I'm saying? I was like, is that the limit of what you have to say? And is that still true? I don't know. Let's see. But now taking in this album, I'm like, okay. If Bruno Mars is this like concept pop star, and each time he's kind of asserting a different like style of pop star, so I would say on like 24 Karat Magic, he's being like a Bobby Brown, like kind of figure. That's what he's embodying. That's the pop star. That's the pop star that he's embodying. Because at the end of the day, Bruno Mars is a student. He's a student. He's one of the students. I just did a video about Pink Panthers talking about the students. He's also got access to the Grimmery. Like an arm and arm. Yeah. So now listen to this album, which again, like I think these two albums are sister albums. And even with Silk Sonic and The Romantic, they're sister albums. And you can kind of see, even when you look at the covers, when you put the covers side to side, it's like, okay. And what is it? I feel like this is Bruno as the former lead singer of Silk Sonic, and he's now The Romantic. And that's why he's able to exist and sit within this like sonic landscape of the 70s, like real like, what did I say? I wouldn't say Quiet Storm because it's doing a lot more than that. Like it's doing a lot more than that, and that's where he's incredible. But yeah. For me, it's very like Lionel Richie, and Lionel Richie was in the Commodores, and then he dipped out, and that's what a lot of the like 70s stars were. Teddy Pendergrass. He was part of the. He wasn't even the lead singer at start. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and then he dipped and became incredible. And he's kind of replicating that formula, and I think that's incredible. Even Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross had a group, and he emerged out of it. First, not even a group. He was a background singer. He was a background singer. He used to do commercials. I think he was on Sesame Street, innit? Yeah. Because Sesame Street was for black people initially. That's why they made it. But then, yeah, he had his own group called Luther, and it was kind of like, I'm not gonna say a vanity project, but it kind of was a vanity project. I don't know if the albums, I don't think they're on. Oh yeah, they are. So it's kind of part of the law. It's kind of what you need to replicate, and I think Bruno does that. He does that. Have you seen his mugshot? He was doing cocaine. That is the most Little Richard thing ever. And it's out there, but it's kind of done tastefully. And I mean, like, drug use can be done tastefully in pop culture. Look at Brat. We know that she's bumping that. We know she's bumping that. But even like, no, what? See, we're okay with drugs. So yeah, and it's easy listening, kind of yacht rock. It's easy listening. It's very, very easy listening. Yeah, you know, and you know why it's gonna have a universal appeal to it? Because you know what? Hearing that song makes me think. What song it makes me think of? This is real. This is timeless music. And he does that every time. He does it every time, and he does it in the most tasteful way, Bruno Mars. You do it in the most tasteful way. Yeah, I'm blazing. I can't believe I'm blazing. I think this is like my way to be like, hey, if you've ever seen me say anything about Bruno Mars, I think I just get restless. I think it's because I just want him to be able to release more music because I know he can. But I'm always happy with the end result. Draw me, it's you and me forever. Wow. But Bruno, that's what he's doing. And I rate it. I really, really rate it. And did how did they go ever did any of them did they separate or did they stay together? But still it's that same formula. So he's incredible. Wow. Wow. And I think other artists do the concept thing too. Like I think again the weekend. And that requires a whole different type of explanation. And I think for me to get to that, I really need to dig deep into his music. And I think I need to experience a bit, like life a bit more. Because I think his music is very dark. And it's very elegant too. But way off. This is good. So, yeah. Give up for Bruno Mars.